My beloved brothers and sisters in the Lord, maybe you've already noticed that many people today are displaying ashes at work, at the supermarket, perhaps on MRTA trains. Ash Wednesday is the unique Catholic branding day. Like so many popular and well-recognized symbols that flood our media markets, ashes for Catholics are the brand that we wear on this one special day of the year. Like those Chick-fil-A cows on their clever billboard ads, or even the very iconic shape of the Coca-Cola bottle, or the ubiquitous golden arches. Ashes on the forehead of a person this day tells the entire world that you are a Catholic, or at least that you have attended some Catholic service, celebrated throughout the world to begin the holy season of Lent. Brands, emblems, and trademarks of all types are very important in identifying a product or a service. All one needs to do is to see the Nike swoosh, and you would know immediately who was the manufacturer of that product. To see the big brown truck in your neighborhood, you would then know that UPS is making a delivery. Just ask any longtime resident of the DMV about how to get around in our community, and they might well tell you of a monument or building that will come into play with their directions. We all use and recognize symbols in so many different ways in our lives. Our church is a family of deeply rich and meaningful symbols. We call them our sacraments, and they not only represent our encounters with God, they actually mediate those very encounters. Today, Catholics the world over are wearing a smudge on our foreheads that reminds us and those who see us that Lent has begun. As St. Paul tells us in our second reading, we are ambassadors for Christ through those ashes, reminding not only ourselves, but all those who see us of this holy season that we begin today. But what about tomorrow and the day after that? How are we to continue to be the ambassadors that we are called to be for Christ? Our penances and acts of charity, our prayerful spirit that we begin today, must become the signs that we present to the world. Lent begins with the noticeable symbol of ashes. But we must continue to be the living signs of this holy time of year by the way that we conduct ourselves throughout these next 7 weeks. It is the struggle to which we commit ourselves this day to continue to be the ambassadors for Christ long after the ashes are washed away. In some respects, it's easy to identify the Catholics on Ash Wednesday by the sign that we wear. It is much more challenging to recognize us on all the other days of Lent, unless we really allow the penances and prayer and works of charity that we begin this day to take hold of us and to allow our hearts to be changed and softened and renewed. Symbols are important in identifying a product or a service or a person. These outward signs remind us immediately of the products and manufacturers that they represent. It's easy to tell Catholics on Ash Wednesday, but it may be a bit more difficult to recognize us on all of the other days of Lent, unless we allow our spiritual identity and transformation to take the place of those ashes for all to see. For after all, we don't have ashes each day of Lent. It's a beginning. May it be the beginning of a deep spiritual transformation. Amen.